advocacy is not about assuring result. It is about assuring your performance before the court. Your marks, your college, nothing else matters. When you are over there, your research will talk. Every person who is getting a degree under law is a lawyer, but only those who practice are advocates.
आज हम बात करने वाले हैं लॉ एज अ करियर की, जिसके लिए आज हमारे साथ बहुत स्पेशल गेस्ट है एडवोकेट मिस्टर पुष्कर पाटिल, जो खुद एक फर्म एडवोकेट पुष्कर पाटिल एंड एसोसिएट्स के फाउंडर है। इनके फर्म ने 1000 से ज्यादा केसेस महाराष्ट्र में हैंडल किए हैं। एकेडमिकली इतना एक्सेल करना जरूरी है।
You have to represent your client over there. So the first skill you have to obtain is communicate. Second thing is understanding about the law and then explain to the judge. Then he is going to question you. Then you should be prepared for the counter question. Reality strikes hard and then you are left to yourself that there is a quote in Marathi that say that "Viri padle she pohta yet nahi." That is how you have to work. In legal industry, for all the practicing advocates, getting work is also a big task and we cannot advertise.
Is there something which they learn which they haven't learned in college?
दुनिया बहुत खराब है. If you want to make a big name in the industry, work hard, trust nobody, but trust your own gut.
हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू द करियर मंत्रना पॉडकास्ट, जहाँ पे हम लोग अलग अलग करियर ऑप्शंस की बात करते हैं और हम एक ऐसे व्यक्ति को बुलाते हैं जिन्होंने उस करियर में एक मुकाम हासिल किया है, जो हमारे सारे स्टूडेंट्स को और पेरेंट्स को हेल्प करता है टू अंडरस्टैंड कि इस करियर के पीछे का लाइफ जर्नी, रियल जर्नी क्या है। आज हम बात करने वाले हैं लॉ एज अ करियर की, जिसके लिए आज हमारे साथ बहुत स्पेशल गेस्ट है एडवोकेट मिस्टर पुष्कर पाटिल, जो खुद एक फर्म एडवोकेट पुष्कर पाटिल एंड एसोसिएट्स के फाउंडर है। ये एक फुल सर्विस लॉ फर्म है जो क्रिमिनल, कंज्यूमर, कॉर्पोरेट, सिविल और फैमिली ये सारे लॉस पे काम करती है। इनके फर्म ने 1000 से ज्यादा केसेस महाराष्ट्र में हैंडल किए हैं और 48 इयर्स की इनकी लीगेसी है। लेट्स टॉक विद मिस्टर पुष्कर पाटिल। वेलकम पुष्कर, हाउ आर यू?
I'm good.
हाउ इज योर लाइफ एज अ लॉयर?
Life has been beautiful. Now recently my wife delivered a son, so it's more beautiful right now. So I'm responsible father right now.
Oh, great. So, can you tell me why you chose law as your career field as an option?
See, basically I come from a family of lawyers, to be really honest. So basically I am a second generation lawyer. मेरे पिताजी criminal lawyer है and he still practices at the age of 70. My uncle was a lawyer and that is how I got attracted to the industry of law. So initially I have seen my father practice in court. So मैं second standard में था तब से I go with my father to the court and you know it is more fascinating that observing my father argue in front of the courts. That is the first line of motivation as a kid, and for me he's been my hero. So that drew me to law and I am happy that I chose law.
Wow. And while I was reading your bio, I realized that while you practice with your father a little bit, but you have your own firm. So
basically there is a distinct difference. I did not practice with my father. My father never entertained me, first of all. Let me be very clear. I tried to do internship under him, but he did not entertain me. मेरे पिताजी की पहले से ये इच्छा थी कि मैं अलग करूं, and that was the reason he sent me to a senior friend of his under whom I trained as an intern. And then I went to Bombay High Court. I practiced, interned with Jaikar Partners, and then I came back to Pune and I started my own firm. So it was more like I don't work with my father, I work for my father for the matters he refers to me. So there's a slight difference.
wow, I think you have put it in very right and correct ways, because right now most of the Gen Zs feel, जो हमारे करियर मंत्रना के लिए स्टूडेंट्स है विचार 11-12, कि अगर पापा का बिजनेस है और मिल रहा है तो लेट्स थिंक दैट, कैरी दैट अहेड without thinking much. So this thinking would be really helpful for them.
Yeah. First of all, my father never wanted me to be a lawyer. उनकी बहुत इच्छा थी कि मैं IPS, UPSC, MPSC करूँ, but that did not fascinate me.
Okay. So what was that one moment when you realized कि मेरे फादर मेरे हीरो है और मुझे भी लॉ करना है और मुझे भी कोर्ट केसेस सामने, जज के सामने कोर्ट केसेस प्रेजेंट करने हैं?
12th standard I was in BMCC and I had participated in one of the acts, the plays, and over there, just because I was very aware with the industry of law, I was given the role of an advocate. So that was just a short play, and subsequently, what to do in career. So that was my question, because my father was pressurizing me for MPSC, UPSC. I was not interested in that, so I opted for a law college, and that is how until my 5th year I wasn't sure whether I can do law or not. But then ultimately, you know, the moot courts and everything, all the participations, it just give you that boost that you should go for law.
Okay. And your father has a background of 48 years of legacy, right?
Right.
So what values and thought process you take forward when you actually approach any case in your life?
See, first of all, I have to disassociate myself from my father, because he's a legend. That league of senior advocacy is totally different, because when he appears before the judge, any of the judges, or before the podium, the aura of his appearing before the court is having a experience of 48 years. He knows how to tackle the situations. For us, it is more like learning. So the first step I would be considering is not to introduce myself as son of an senior advocate.
Right.
I would stand there as an advocate of my client. So my focus would be for the benefit of the client, not as a son of a senior advocate.
Correct.
That is how I approach a case.
So आई थिंक हम लोग ऐसा बोल सकते हैं कि यही वैल्यू आपने लिया है
Right.
कि एज अ लॉयर आप वहां जाके खड़े रहे हो, नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ सम रिलेशनशिप जो आपकी है.
I am not there to carry forward a legacy. I am dealing with one case at a time. My client's benefit is foremost important for me.
ग्रेट. एंड आई थिंक दैट्स अ माइंडसेट एक
Right.
लॉ स्टूडेंट का भी होना चाहिए व्हेन दे अप्रोच फॉर लॉ एज अ करियर.
Right.
सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक व्हेन दे थिंक लॉ एज अ करियर, एकेडमिकली इतना एक्सेल करना जरूरी है, और यू थिंक कि और बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं विच इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर लॉ एज अ प्रोफेशन?
The first thing is research is important, because if marks, if you talk about marks or which college you passed out from, see 5 years down the line कोई ये ध्यान में नहीं रखने वाला है कि आप कौन से कॉलेज से पास आउट हुए थे, आपको कितने परसेंटेज थे. हैव यू एवर सीन अ लॉयर अप्रोचिंग अ कोर्ट एंड द कोर्ट इज आस्किंग, अच्छा कौन से कॉलेज से थे आप, कितने परसेंट थे? दैट इज नॉट हाउ इट वर्क्स. यू हैव टू रिप्रेजेंट योर क्लाइंट ओवर देयर. सो द फर्स्ट स्किल you have to obtain is communicate. You are talking to a judge. The judge is also a lawyer. You explain the version to him in your own words. You don't have to show him that I belong to a prestigious college, I come from a foreign country. He is not interested. You deal with a case. So you make him understand. So first thing is communication. Second thing is understanding about the law. So unless and until it is assuming that a judge would know a law, it is very premature. You have to understand the law and then explain to the judge. And if he is better than you, then he is going to question you. Then you should be prepared for the counter question. So research is important. Your marks, your college, nothing else matters. When you are over there, your research will talk.
Okay. So research, communication skill, both
Yes.
are very important. And with that, आपको ऐसा लगता है कि प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपोजर भी इन लोगों को होना चाहिए, क्योंकि
Right.
एग्जैक्टली जब पहली बार जज के सामने जाएंगे तो आई थिंक हाथ पैर थर थर कांपने लगेंगे. आई डोंट नो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली दैट
does happen.
हैपेंस.
Yes, that happens.
सो व्हाट इज दैट अदर स्किल व्हिच यू थिंक कि वो भी होना चाहिए विद दिस व्हेन दे वांट टू अप्रोच एज अ प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल फॉर अप्रोचिंग टू द जज?
See, if you go with a mindset that I am going for an examination, then but naturally you are never going to perform the way you want to freely perform. You go there, and first at the back of your mind you have to understand that the judge is also a human. It is not a machine. So you have to explain to him in human way. Maybe somewhere the words can go wrong, maybe somewhere the language can go wrong. कई बार ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि आप कहना कुछ चाहते हैं और वो परसीव नहीं हो रहा है. Then you reframe it, because he is a human after all. तो किस तरीके से आपको अपना वर्जन बताना है, because every case is a story. शायद मैं एक जगह से स्टोरी बता रहा हूं, सामने वाला एडवोकेट उसकी साइड की स्टोरी बता रहा है. वी आर ऑल ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन द स्टोरीज.
करेक्ट.
Which story is good, ultimately that is
Judge
going
is
to come
going.
forward. So you should be a good orator, and that again falls in the communication skill. So
Right.
going with a mindset that यार वो जज मुझे इतना कैसे लग रहा है, वो it is not your job. You are getting paid for your client.
Customer.
So you have to understand that the judge is there to listen to your story and then pass a judgment. You cannot guarantee that everything will fall in your place. It won't go that way. You have to explain to him. If that explanation is good, then the case is yours. If that explanation falls, then the case is not yours. That it is as simple. But if you go on a result oriented basis, you are but naturally not following the protocol of being an advocate, because advocacy is not about assuring result, it is about assuring your performance before the court. There's a difference. So first the students need to understand that if you obtain for law and you become an advocate, now there is a difference between advocate and lawyer, so you have to go begin from there. Every person who is getting a degree under law is a lawyer.
Okay.
But only those who practice and appear before the court are advocates. So if you are an advocate, it's brilliant because you get the opportunity to talk to the court on behalf of your client. So if you are going there, go with a mindset that yes, today this is the version, I want to explain my version, I don't know what is going to happen, but I'll give my best. Then everything will work.
करेक्ट. सो ये हम कम्युनिकेशन की और इसकी बात कर रहे हैं,
राइट.
बट जब हम टियर 2 टियर 3 सिटीज के जो बच्चे होते हैं,
right.
जो सोचते हैं कि हमको लॉ एज एन ऑप्शन लेना है, वो लोग कहाँ पे डर जाते हैं कि जैसे आप भी बात कर रहे हो, आप इंग्लिश में एकदम फ्लुएंटली बात कर रहे हो,
right.
तो उनको पहला ही डर ये लग जाता है कि भाई मेरे को तो इंग्लिश आता ही नहीं है, तो मैंने ये परस्यू करना भी चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए. सो डू यू थिंक लैंग्वेज इज अ बिग बैरियर टू एंटर इनटू अ लॉ?
नो.
और what, how does that actually work?
See, पूरा एजुकेशन सिस्टम भी अगर इंग्लिश में हुआ, you should know the basic terms of English because you have to read the entire paper. Now if we talk about Maharashtra, all the charge sheets, all the case papers that come before the court from the police machinery are all in Marathi basically. So if you have a good understanding about Marathi, that skill set is more than enough. क्योंकि आपको जज के सामने जाके इट इज नॉट कंपल्सरी दैट यू शुड आर्ग्यू इन इंग्लिश. नाउ दैट कैन गो विथ द हाई कोर्ट्स वेयर इट इज इनकम्बेंट अपॉन यू दैट यू talk or you speak or address to the court in English, but then you can always seek the permission of the court that if I go to the court and I am not conversant with English, the first thing I would do is, Your Honor, English is getting a bit hard on me to communicate. Can you permit me to disclose my story either in Marathi or Hindi? क्या मैं कर सकता हूँ, क्योंकि मैं वो बता पाऊंगा. Now you can come across a case where the dialogue exchanges between the parties are in Hindi, so you cannot be in a position to convert that and talk in English. You have to read what is written. Correct. So if it is written that उसने मुझे 9 बजे कॉल किया था, I cannot go before the court and say that the other person called him at 9 o'clock. I would rather refer to what is written. So you can always seek the permission, and that is the thing where you have to communicate, and it is not compulsory to go in courts and argue in English in all the lower courts.
Okay.
So you can argue in Marathi, you can argue in Hindi. There could be cases where an advocate comes from another state and he is not conversant to speak. He can always seek permission that I am not conversant with Marathi or English. Can I argue in Hindi?
तो वो कर सकता है. There is no problem.
He can. That is fine.
Okay. I think that's a great learning for all the law students.
Yes.
Then, right? And when they are choosing law, आपके इसमें बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस है. क्रिमिनल लॉ है, आप फैमिली लॉ भी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो, हम बात कर रहे थे, कॉर्पोरेट लॉज है. सो विच वन लॉ यू थिंक वन शुड गो फॉर, और यू थिंक देयर आर मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस विच दे कैन चूज टू गो अहेड इन लाइफ?
फर्स्टली, जितने भी बच्चे हैं जिन्हें लॉ एक एज अ प्रोफेशन करना है, दे शुड फर्स्ट स्टार्ट विद द इंटर्नशिप. आप लॉ में पढ़ रहे हो, एक टॉपिक आपको इंटरेस्ट दे रहा है, उसी में मैं करियर करूंगा, ये आप अगर प्री माइंड्स जज करके जाएंगे, ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि शायद उस फील्ड में आपके मैटर्स आए ही नहीं. देन सो से फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर एक बच्चा है एंड ही इज फ्रॉम टियर 2 टियर 3 सिटी, उसको कोई इंटर्नशिप के लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी दे नहीं रहा है. सी, आई एम जस्ट हाइपोथेटिकली टॉकिंग. And he gets one internship in a chamber which is practicing only in check bounce cases, 138 matters, Negotiable Instruments Act. Negotiable Instrument Acts ये टॉपिक पढ़ाया ही नहीं जाता है कॉलेजेस में, तो then what will you do? Correct. Then that is how you start doing it. So if a student joins that firm, और बच्चा ज्वाइन कर रहा है, लीगल इंटर्नशिप कर रहा है, प्रोसीजर सीख लो. प्रोसीजर तो चेंज नहीं होने वाली क्रिमिनल लॉ की।
राइट।
मे बी वो करते समय कोई ऐसा केस आए जो डिफरेंट हो, उसको स्टडी करो। उसके बाद शायद ऐसा केस आए जो एक सिविल का हो या कंज्यूमर का हो, शायद उसमें इंटरेस्ट आए। अनलेस एंड अंटिल यू गिव गुड 5 years टू द एंटायर फील्ड, कोई प्री जज माइंड से मत जाओ कि मुझे ये फील्ड नहीं चाहिए, मुझे ये फील्ड नहीं चाहिए। यू नेवर नो, बिकॉज मेरा खुद का एजुकेशन इंटरनेशनल कमर्शियल लॉ में हुआ है एंड टुडे आई एम नोन एज अ क्रिमिनल लॉयर।
अच्छा,
सो
okay.
you don't know what will strike. So you be prepared for the learning the basic procedure and then you decide where you want to practice.
So basically आप framework पढ़ लीजिए,
Right.
and then once you spend some good 5 years, then you decide कि कौन सा path choose करना चाहिए.
And
So
5 years also I am saying because you know if you go with a mindset कि 1 साल हो गया मैंने पढ़ लिया, sorry, 5 years, good 5 years you have to give because you have to understand every field. इट कैन ऑल्सो हैपन दैट 5 years आप क्रिमिनल लॉ में इंटर्नशिप कर रहे हो या फिर प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो, उसके बाद शायद आपको एक सिविल केस आए और वो सिविल केस अगर आपको अच्छा लगा, दैट फील्ड इज नाइस, इट इज सुटेबल टू यू, यू कैन रिप्रेजेंट, यू आर आर्ग्यूइंग गुड, देन यू शिफ्ट. व्हाट स्टॉप्स यू?
करेक्ट. सो एवरी लॉयर हैज द सिमिलर पाथ, या ऐसे आप कोई भी लॉयर ऐसे पहले दिन से चूज करता ही नहीं है क्या कि मुझे यही वाला फील्ड चूज करना है?
कुछ लोग करते हैं, बट माय रिकमेंडेशन टू द यूथ इज डोंट चूज अ पाथ टू अर्ली.
ओके.
यू नेवर नो व्हाट कैन हैपन.
ओके. एंड व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फर्स्ट 5 years, सी एज एन इंजीनियर है ना, आप लोगों को बहुत इजी सैलरी मिल जाती है. मैं इंजीनियर हूँ, तो जितने भी कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर्स होते हैं, आईटी इंजीनियर्स होते हैं, ये लोगों को 5 लाख, 7 लाख, 10 लाख, आजकल 15 लाख का पैकेजेस इजीली मिल जाते हैं. सो एज अ लॉयर, what are initial 3 to 5 years in terms of how much time they need to give, how much money they'll generate, what kind of life they have? If you can guide us something on that.
First of all, if you are coming in the industry of law, तो आप internship कर रहे हो तो 95% of the senior advocates or the advocates आपको salary देने वाले हैं नहीं.
अच्छा.
Nobody is going to do that. So काफी सारे हाई कोर्ट्स, काफी सारे बार एसोसिएशंस ये पिच कर रहे हैं कि इंटर्नशिप को भी कुछ स्टाइपेंड मिले, जूनियर्स को भी कुछ स्टाइपेंड मिले, बट इट इज नॉट कंपल्सरी. या ऐसा भी हो सकता है दैट देयर आर एडवोकेट्स हु आर वर्किंग अंडर अ सीनियर फॉर 4-5 years बट दे आर स्टिल नॉट गेटिंग एनी स्टाइपेंड. हो सकता है बिकॉज इट इज नॉट कंपल्सरी. बट द थिंग इज, it's rather better you join a firm that either gives you a salary or they either work in collaborations, so you get paid, so you get the work, you handle the matter, you work with that senior and you get a fair share. So that is my recommendation. So if you are going in a big firm, big corporate firm, and you are getting salary, that salary, if you are happy in it, go for the salary. But if you have bigger dreams in future, you want to have a good firm, you want to have your own firm, then money doesn't matter because you are there to learn, then you learn. But then ultimately most of the tier 2 tier 3 people who are going to come, उन्हें सबसे पहली दिक्कत ये होने वाली है कि मैं पुणे जैसे सिटी में या मुंबई जैसे सिटी में रहूंगा कैसे, खर्चा कैसे निकलेगा. ये एस्पेक्ट बहुत क्वेश्चनेबल है. तो इससे अच्छा सबसे बेस्ट चीज है, इंटर्नशिप के टाइम पे आपको स्टाइपेंड कोई नहीं देने वाला है. इफ यू गेट इट, यू आर लकी.
तो सीखने के माइंडसेट से जाओ, स्टाइपेंड का सोचो ही मत.
फॉर इंटर्नशिप्स, बट देन इफ यू कंप्लीट योर लॉ डिग्री, उसके बाद आपको सोचना है, बिकॉज यू हैव अ प्रेशर फ्रॉम योर पेरेंट्स कि 5 साल हमने आपको पढ़ाया और आपका इनकम क्यों नहीं आ रहा है. बिकॉज दैट इज हैपनिंग इन ऑल अदर इंडस्ट्रीज बट नॉट लॉ, बिकॉज देयर इज नो रूल दैट यू हैव टू पे
स्टाइपेंड. करेक्ट.
आपको सैलरी पे खुश रहना है, आप रहिए. बट इफ यू आर कमिंग इन द इंडस्ट्री ऑफ लॉ एज अ प्रैक्टिसिंग एडवोकेट, don't keep hopes for money, then you are going to have to survive at the behest of your parents. But if you still want to work, then my suggestion is find a senior who can work in collaboration. You refer him the work, you learn that matter with him, you get a fair share of your contribution. So that is how I would recommend the youth. Think big.
Think in that direction.
Yes, don't curtail yourself to a salary.
Correct, correct. And while these guys are in college, I think इनको ये समझ में भी नहीं आता होगा कि इन लोगों को जॉब करना है या बिजनेस करना है.
Right.
So when they are in college, they have a different mindset.
Right.
But when they go out, is there something which they learn which they haven't learned in college? ऐसी कोई चीज है जो सिर्फ बाहर आने के बाद ही पता चलती है?
दुनिया बहुत खराब है. First thing.
Okay.
If you want to make a big name in the industry, work hard, trust nobody, but trust your own gut. आपको काम करना है, आप एक मैटर हैंडल कर रहे हो, be honest to that matter. Don't trust anybody. And the world out there beyond law school is not going to help you. Trust me, there is going to be competition. There are going to be people around you who want to pull you down. You have to trust your own gut. ये जो दोस्ती है, ये जो यारी है, ये कॉलेज तक सीमित है. Once you get out, you have a family to handle, you have a future to create, you work hard. Simple.
So just like any other profession, अपने काम से काम रख के just work hard for what you want to do.
If there is a person who is going to assure you that you do a 5-year law course and there is a life brilliant ahead, that life is going to be brilliant if you work for it.
Correct.
Nobody is going to serve food to you on your platter, because initially when I started with the law college, I was also like a youngster. My father is a big advocate, he'll do something for me. Sorry, reality strikes hard, it strikes very badly, and then you are left to yourself that you have to, you know, that there is a quote in Marathi that say that virit padल्याशिवाय पोहता येत नाही, पाण्यात पडल्याशिवाय पोहता येत नाही. That is how you have to work.
Correct.
So unless and until you choose your industry, first choose your industry. If it doesn't suit you, change it. If it doesn't suit you, change it. Keep moving. Don't stop or halt at one place. And if you want to earn money, then there are several ways in law where you can choose your path.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And change is the only constant.
Yes.
So everybody keeps telling you that.
Yes.
Telling you that. So when you are talking about money, कि बहुत सारे options है जहाँ पैसा बन सकता है. I am very sure जो भी हमारे viewers है, स्टूडेंट्स प्लस पेरेंट्स, दे आर थिंकिंग कि मैंने खुद से काम बहुत कर लिया, आई एम वर्किंग हार्ड, व्हाट कैन आई एक्सपेक्ट कि कितना पैसा बनेगा मेरा. सो जस्ट अ टेंटेटिव स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ अ लाइफ.
My suggestion is, if you are a law student, if you are into internship, don't expect any stipend. First thing, I mean very frank and very clear.
Stipend तो मिलने ही नहीं वाला, उसके बाद they can start
मिल भी गया, then it's a luck factor for you. Then once you complete your law degree and you started juniorship, then find a senior where you refer the work and you get a cut.
Correct. That is one way.
But you work with them. It's not more like, don't be a agent. Be that advocate where you get a matter, you are not aware what to do. Find a good senior who can assist you in that, plus he pays to you. So that way it engages you that the more work I get, the more cut I'm going to get, and the more I'm going to learn.
Correct.
Secondly, don't fix yourself to an income. So there could be days that on the first date of the month, you might get, say for example, 3,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees, and for the rest of the month, you won't get anything. There can be days, but then that gives you the hunger, you know, that the more work I push in, the more share I get.
Correct.
And you be fair with yourself. So my suggestion is, if you complete your law course and you're out there as a lawyer, as a junior advocate, 6 months breathing period, that learn how everything works, find a good senior, discuss with the other advocates or your friends. Maybe there could be a case where your friend is working in some industry. Then find work. And then start working on it. After 6 months, I would still suggest, if from my example, I would recommend 10 to 15,000 rupees the initial starts in practicing advocate field.
Okay.
Just to give you that push is good amount.
That is okay to start.
But not to limit that for
100%.
another 6 months. The next 6 months when you look
आपने
back,
बता दिया है कि कैसे अचीव करना है 10,000 से ज्यादा. And that mindset also. To work with the senior और बस काम लेके आओ आप.
Yes.
Right.
Because see, in legal industry, for all the practicing advocates, getting work is also a big task.
हाँ. क्योंकि sales भी खुद को ही करना है. Is that so?
And we cannot advertise. So that is a legal barrier.
I think CAs can also not advertise themselves.
No professional can advertise. So when the situation is like this, the only source of advertisement is mouth publicity. So in those cases, your entire responsibility is how you portray yourself. So if you are somebody who is going to parties and everywhere, and you are portraying yourself as advocate, the people know you as an advocate. But if you are not going anywhere and sitting in home, you are not promoting yourself on your personal level, then who is going to know that you are an advocate?
Correct.
And you can always take the best use of the social media. That's why we have LinkedIn. That's why we have Instagram. That's why we have Facebook. But there is a thin line that should not amount to advertisement. So that is how you do it. So when I started working it, the first thing I did is I used to read the case laws of the Supreme Court and I used to form an opinion and I used to post it online. Then some random person used to call me, then why are you saying like this? Then I communicate. Then they realize, okay, he's an advocate. My job is only to portray my opinion.
Right.
And that is how they get to know, okay, he is explaining to me, maybe he's into the legal industry. Oh, you are an advocate. That's how it works.
Okay. So these can you give some more small such tips? जैसे आपने एक बताया कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का आप पढ़ के कुछ लिंक्डइन पे पोस्ट करते थे. So I think the people who are going in law, they might take this as one of the tips so that people know them. Are there any few more tips which you can give?
There are people who do a lot of internships in bigger firms. And then if they are expecting that I have certificate from this firm, I have certificate from that firm, I have done certificate from the Supreme Court advocate. Sorry, when you are appearing before the court, the judge is not going to ask you which senior you practiced under. Is he going to ask you? You talk about the case.
Right.
So instead of doing all those internships, find one good lawyer where you can learn. First thing.
मतलब छोटा भी रहा तो भी चलेगा, but आप उसको उसके साथ काम कीजिए, right?
I won't say there is any advocate who is small advocate or big advocate. He is an advocate. And if he is honestly doing his work even on one case, then he is a brilliant advocate. Simple. Because your job as an advocate is not to earn money, or it is not to, publicly get yourself famed. Your job is that your client should be happy, that my advocate has done his job. Simple. So you owe duty towards him. So if there is one thing that you want to do the mouth publicity, when you are approaching in the court, perform over there. And all the audience that is sitting over there, let them hear you out. Most of these things happen, when I go to the court, most of the times it has happened that I have engaged myself in a case and it affects me personally. I get through sleepless nights, I have researched a lot, I want to portray something, then we have a quarrel with the judge also. That happens. We do maintain the decorum. But then when I am trying to exit from the courtroom, somebody comes and says, can I have your card? So basically people are watching. People are watching.
Correct.
And then if you do good work for your client, he is going to refer your name to somebody. That is how the mouth publicity works.
Correct.
So first thing, perform. Second thing, do your mouth publicity on your personal level. Third thing, introduce yourselves to other people on your personal level without the advertisements.
Correct.
Fourth thing, use social media. There is LinkedIn, there is Facebook, there is Instagram. Post your opinions. Maybe there could be somebody who is interested.
Correct.
Maybe somebody is undergoing some stress for which he needs an advocate. That is how you do it. But at the end of the day, maintain that thin line. You cannot advertise.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
There have been instances where advocates are there on Just Dial. They are not allowed to. Basically, most of the advocates do not know about it. But use of any external source for the purpose of advertisement is barred.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Okay.
People still do it. Now Bar Council is allowing them. So I am not aware about what is going in the background. But you cannot advertise yourself.
Okay.
Maybe in one of the 1-2 cases, if there is a reporter who is trying to report a case, he reports your name in the paper. So that ultimately you have not done out of your own choice.
Correct.
That
so that
reporter
anyways
has
you
posted
can't you can't control. Correct.
Yeah, freedom of expression,
Correct.
freedom of speech.
Correct. So with 48 years of legacy plus your such a great experience, what do you think as a lawyer एक skill जो हर बच्चे में होना ही चाहिए to achieve this? That's the first question.
Be passionate about yourself.
That's it.
Be passionate.
Okay.
That is the only thing. Everything else will come. But if you are entering into the industry of law with the first hope that I am going to get rich, I am going to own a car, I am going to own a luxury car, sorry, you are in the wrong field. You should go for job because that is going to give you the fixed salary. Then you calculate your EMIs, then you calculate your expenses. You are in a legal industry. Your first thing is you make one client happy. Let that case go anywhere.
That's the mindset.
Yes.
That's the
Let that
mindset.
case go anywhere. My client did not complain to me that I did not perform.
Correct.
Go with that thought and everything will fall in place.
Great. So from all of this experience, I had a second question. Where do you see ये legal industry आगे कहाँ जाने वाला है in terms of इतने सारे startups आ रहे हैं,
Right.
AI बहुत सारा utilization कर रहा है. I personally know some of the lawyers जो सिर्फ documents ही पढ़ते रहते हैं. So they do so much of document research and then they identify कि ये real estate में ये issue हो सकता है,
Right.
ये problems हो सकते हैं. So from all that perspective, I want to understand for our students कि AI, startup and legal system इन सब चीज़ों की वजह से कहाँ जा रहा है?
अभी रिसेंटली दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट का पंजाब एंड हरियाणा हाई कोर्ट टुडे ओनली आई गेस इट इज इन द न्यूज ऑल्सो, कोई एडवोकेट्स गूगल पे एआई यूज कर रहे थे, मोबाइल में एआई यूज कर रहे थे और जो जज क्वेश्चन कर रहे थे वो गूगल को पूछ रहे थे. द जूनियर्स वर फाइंडिंग इट इमीडिएटली ऑन द गूगल एंड दे वर प्रॉम्प्टिंग टू द सीनियर. प्रॉब्लम ये है, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस is necessary, true, I agree, because I have also delivered lectures on artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence should be limited to research. अगर आप artificial intelligence को कोर्ट में लेके आएंगे और वो artificial intelligence ही आर्ग्यू कर रहा है, तो वो तो कॉमन मैन भी ढूंढ रहा है. Then why should they hire you? Every common citizen should start using AI. He should come before the court. He will let the AI talk. Why do you need lawyers? You need lawyers for a skill set, and that skill set you have to develop, and no AI can develop it. Secondly, the hazards of using AI is non-verification. If I ask AI that is there a case where I can say that fake currency cases are there in which acquittals have taken place. So if I ask Google Assistant that I want a case law where fake currency has been used and the person is acquitted, it is going to show me a plethora of cases. Everything it is going to be there. Different angles are going to be there.
Correct.
And if I quote them before the court and the court tries to find that case law on internet and that case law is not available, then what do you do? AI is not a magical tool. It is an information already available on internet. It is only trying to shortlist to you. Maybe it has confused itself with some information which is already there in a random case. But what if that case law doesn't exist? AI, according to me, should be limited to research alone. Second thing, yes, second thing, the startups that heavily relying on the AI should know, आप जो AI के ऊपर ड्राफ्ट ढूंढ रहे हैं वो आपके क्लाइंट को ऑलरेडी मिल रहा है. उसने आपको AI के ऊपर का ड्राफ्ट देने के लिए फीस नहीं दी है. He wants you to work hard on his case. आप AI का इस्तेमाल कीजिए लेकिन उसको रिव्यू तो कीजिए. Even we are facing these problems. I wouldn't say problem. It is fun actually, you know, when our clients receive some notices from other advocates and if they have used AI, we realize it.
समझ में आ जाता है.
Immediate.
ये AI chat GPT यूज करके भेजा है.
Easiest way to tackle it is the first thing I use in a reply of notice is the entire notice sent by you by the way of use of AI is denied by my client in totality. And that, you know, it is more like a sarcastic disrespect.
Yeah.
Because I have got the freedom.
Correct.
And I should expose you in all forums.
Correct. That's your job. That's how you make your client happy. Right.
Because his client is going to read that reply and he is going to say, अच्छा आपने ये chat GPT use किया है. Then you have hired a wrong advocate.
Correct.
Advocacy skill is a skill set you develop over the period of time. If tomorrow kids are going to enter into this industry and if they are starting to rely heavily on chat GPT and AI, then sorry, you are falling back and there are much good advocates who are going to defeat you in the courts of law.
Correct.
AI should be limited to research. Second thing, startup is a brilliant idea. You should always start up, you collect 4 or 5 of your friends who have interned in good firms or they have a good quality experience. Start collecting the work. And if you are good and expert at it, start working yourself, start earning the fee. If you are not good at it, hire a senior, hire a counsel, collaborate with him, you decide his fees.
Correct.
Startup is good. But heavily relying on technology, not a good idea. Not a good idea.
Okay. So, I think if I talk about the skills which are required, we have spoken about communication. They have to be presentable, and then language doesn't matter. We are saying that AI should be used only for research.
Yes, that's my personal opinion.
I also agree with that, because even with computer engineers we are telling कि भाई जो लिखा है उसको एक बार check तो कर लो आप सही लिखा है कि नहीं लिखा है. So that problem is everywhere right now. And advertising is not allowed. I think these insights are very important for the students. So now, as we are entering at the end of our conversation, let's start with a rapid fire round where you can give one word or one quote for the question. Okay, so let me start. Give me how you describe a good lawyer.
So there is a quote by Sanzu which I have quoted in most of my posts, and it says, when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. So that I would give it to an advocate.
Great. Your favorite type of case to argue?
Criminal matter, especially false rape case matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
One book or movie every law student should experience?
There is a good book, it's called Roses in December, which I would recommend all the interns or all the law students or the 11th, 12th standard students to go through it.
Okay. The most important habit for a young lawyer?
Discipline.
Okay. If not law, which career you would have chosen?
Professor.
Okay. One myth about lawyers you want to break?
There are good lawyers. Not all advocates are bad.
Okay. One line advice for first year law students?
Follow your dreams.
I think that's a great advice. Thank you so much, Advocate Pushkar. This was really helpful.
Thank you.
I am really sure the people who are watching today, the students of 11th, 12th and parents, उन सब के myths clear हो गए होंगे. And I think I really liked what you said, and I could summarize that in one line. अगर आप स्टूडेंट हो और आप सोच रहे हो कि मस्त गाड़ी मिलेगा, घर मिलेगा, ये मिलेगा, ऐसे इसमें आप लॉ प्रोफेशन चूज ही मत कीजिए. When you are passionate, you are a good communicator, can explain your thoughts, उसी टाइम पे आप लॉ प्रोफेशन को चूज कीजिए. Don't use AI, no advertisement, and I think that's how we can conclude this conversation.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I hope you liked our podcast of today where we talked about law as a profession. Thank you. Hope you like this episode of Career Mantrana podcast. अगर आप चाहते हो हम लोग कोई स्पेसिफिक करियर आपके लिए पॉडकास्ट के ऊपर कवर करें या और ऐसा कोई टॉपिक जो आपको हेल्प करेगा, डू लेट अस नो, स्पेशली इफ यू आर अ 11th 12th स्टूडेंट और यू आर अ पेरेंट जो अपने बच्चे को गाइड करना चाहता है. आपका फीडबैक हमको बहुत हेल्प करेगा एक अच्छा कंटेंट आपके सामने रखने के लिए. अगर आपको ये एपिसोड पसंद आया है, इफ यू फाइंड दिस इज हेल्पफुल एंड इंस्पायरिंग, आप आपके फ्रेंड्स, क्लासमेट, फैमिली के साथ जरूर शेयर कीजिए, बिकॉज यू माइट नेवर नो कि एक शेयर किसी के लाइफ का डायरेक्शन चेंज कर सकता है. सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट एपिसोड ऑफ करियर मंत्रना पॉडकास्ट, जहां पे हर पॉडकास्ट आपको आपके ड्रीम करियर के एक स्टेप पास लेके जाएगा.